Allowing peace to be in your life. This is how. Struggling, never getting ahead, angry. The only thing that is true and the only belief in it without the slightest waver, which is absolutely necessary to be and to find unwavering happiness from the inside out, is thinking about and behaving in ways that reflect unconditional love. All else is not only unnecessary, but it is also very untrue. Lies, in fact. There is nothing more important to place your mind's focus on than how can I unconditionally be unconditionally loving to my entire world. You see, it's futile to want to shut out the world for this reason and for that reason. I know you feel as though you need to or have every good reason to do so. I get it. Trust me, I do. If you need to go into hermit mode for a time to recover and recuperate from something that's taken a toll on you, it's understandable. Take as long as you need and as long as it doesn't become excessive, because then you've become avoidant. Understand this. The reason why it's futile to shut out or to avoid the outside world is because that your world, that world of yours that appears to be outside of you, isn't. It's no more outside of you than your internal organs are. The entire universe is within you. In fact, you are the universe, as I am too, and together we are, and so on. Now, do you see why it's futile to try to avoid or shut out your world? What we are meant to do, other than to hide ourselves away or just be plain angry and resentful to what appears to be outside of us, is to reconcile with it. This doesn't mean to reside within it, to live with it, or to ignore it. It means to accept it for what it is. And what it is meant to get you so tired of being resistant to all that makes you unhappy so that it breaks you down far enough to rock bottom where all you've got left is up. Once you've been beaten down so much by your insistent resistance to what it is that you're bucking against, you finally surrender and say, I give up. I can't do this anymore. Yay! You're finally on the road to recovery where you've looked towards the heavens and asked, why? Right? It is at this moment and only at this moment of complete surrender that you open yourself up. Psst, that means your mind to asking for a different approach to receive a different solution. A solution, I might add, is one that will heal, cure, or solve something indefinitely forever. You've begun to see things much differently now. And now you've actually begun to have empathy and compassion for others and yourself in the various things you get yourself involved with every day. That amount of surrender becomes a huge game changer for you. You're no longer fighting the good fight to win because let's face it, fighting anything is never productive. You'll just attract more things to fight for. Ah, isn't that tiring? Instead, you're choosing to step back from it for a while to see how things work out for your fight, without your fight, I should say. That's the best decision you'll ever make apart from surrendering your resistance to the ways of your outside world. Remember, your world is not outside of you. And be happy it isn't because look at it this way since it's not outside of you and you've decided to change your mind about resisting things and ideas, whatever peace you begin to instill within you will also be your experience in your immediate world that appears to be outside of you. What does this tell you? It should tell you that while you were in a warring frame of mind to things, people, and circumstances, your world was chaotic and showing up as being in indirect opposition to you in some manner. And you could also see it in your important relationships. However, now that you've surrendered from sheer exhaustion because of the fight and have stepped back to recuperate and recharge, you've allowed the universe within you to calm your inner raging sea of emotions. As you're preaching, as you're piecing out and your mind is able to rest, unconditional love moves in and takes up residency where the fight in you once reigned. And the new look of your inner world gets reflected onto your outside world like a movie on a movie screen. You see, the divine always waits. It never pushes its agenda onto us because of the unconditional free will God gave us. Talk about unconditional love, right? Think about that for a moment. What if you gave your teenage daughter total and complete free will, allowing her to be in complete charge of her whereabouts, behaviors, and desires? You put absolutely no restrictions or rules upon her. Doesn't that sound scary? Well, that's what God has done for us. That's unconditional love. He's allowing us to make choices that go against our better judgment or well-being, and loves us anyway. He loves us anyway. Wow, right? So, given that this is true, that God loves us unconditionally and would never impose his will upon ours, it means that while we're still living by our own free will, even if it's torturing us, he cannot move into that egoic space of mind that you're protecting to the death with all that fight in you until you put the fight down, until you surrender. Once you surrender, you've opened up the floodgates to allow his unconditional love to pour in and rescue you from yourself. You see, once you lay aside your fighting egoic mind state, your mind and simultaneously your heart soften, and you begin to see how loving yourself is the way to healing your outside world too. Not only do you heal from his unconditional love for you, you begin to see the value of loving yourself, which in turn causes your outside world, which isn't really outside of you, remember, to heal simultaneously. That's the miracle and magic of what unconditional love does for you, for us, and how it shows up in people, places, and things that come into your worldly experiences. But you have to surrender the fight to change your experiences because you're healing your inner ouches. Isn't that beautiful? Life truly is magical if we allow it to be for us. And it's through releasing our pain points to make room for unconditional love to move in and heal you even more. And if you continue to allow it, it will heal you completely. And then heaven is truly upon earth for you, letting go of your hardcore beliefs that are causing opposition to you from others or just from within yourself. You can sense when an old belief no longer really works for you, like it might have in the past. Well, letting go of these hardcore beliefs that are causing opposition for you is surrendering your egoic mind state, effectively making room for unconditional love to move in, to love and to protect and to add upon you. That's the most important decision you'll ever make in your entire life. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button and notification bell to be notified when I upload a new video. Thanks for watching.